Anjali is not just a lawyer. She's a woman with a code. Seek truth, protect the weak, and never let fear decide for you. In this season, we watch a marriage unravel in public, loyalties bend under pressure, and quiet schemes explode into ugly headlines. This is a story about law rooms as battlefields, houses turned into pressure cookers, and a relationship that becomes the crossroads for justice, pride, and redemption. What begins as a legal fight becomes personal, and every small choice pushes Anjali and Aman toward a cliff edge. Narrative script, episodes, paraphrased chronologically. Saturday, November 1st, episode 255. The tension is immediate. Anjali confronts Aman and declares their bond irreparably broken. In court corridors, Aman tells Gaurav he never expected Anjali to be on the opposite side, a confession that underlines how quickly professional duty can fracture private life. Both are shaken, one by accusation, the other by the shock of facing the person he loves across the table. Sunday, November 2nd, episode 256. Ginni pleads with Anjali not to sacrifice her connection with Aman while she pursues justice. Anjali is torn between friendship and a promise to her client. Raghav, meanwhile, gently fans the flames, steering Aman toward a personal fight, using Anjali's perceived insult as bait. The emotional chess game begins. Loyalty on one side, manipulation on the other. Monday, November 3rd, episode 257. Chandraban deliberately distorts Aman's strategy, feeding Anjali false impressions that make her mistrustful. Aman faces reporters after rumors claim he mistreated Ginni. He is blindsided to learn Anjali has circulated the story. The press becomes a weapon. Misunderstandings spread like wildfire, and the couple's private grievances are now public headlines. Tuesday, November 4th, episode 258. Aman demands to know why Anjali shared intimate family matters with journalists, and the Rajput household braces as allegations of domestic violence surface. The family's image strains under public scrutiny, and what were once whispered tensions now play out under the glaring lights of scandal. Anjali's choices have consequences beyond the courtroom. Wednesday, November 5th, episode 259. On the way to confront Aman, Anjali is accosted by goons, and Aman claims responsibility for sending them. Bhajan, accused of arranging the attack, is pulled into the chaos. Anjali, bewildered and hurt, wrestles with the possibility that she misread Aman all along. Trust frays further as suspicion replaces clarity. Thursday, November 6th, episode 260. Kavya probes Aman about Anjali's feelings, sensing the emotional fault lines widening between them. Later, the media turns on Anjali, questioning why she didn't file an affidavit after the assault. Faced with moral choices and public expectation, Anjali must decide whether to answer pressuring voices or hold to principle. Friday, November 7th, episode 261. Gaurav finally calls out Raghav and the family for forcing Ginni out, laying blame and demanding accountability. Anjali, meanwhile, is pierced by jealousy and pain when she sees a photo of Kavya with Aman, a private image that stings like an accusation. The personal and political grow indistinguishable as alliances shift. Saturday, November 8th, episode 262. Despite Raghav's warnings, Anjali vows to pursue justice for Ginni and to salvage whatever remains of a marriage frayed by accusation. In court, Aman attacks the very legitimacy of Ginni's marriage, turning the trial into a battle over identity and honor. Anjali's resolve hardens. This is no longer just a brief, it's a rescue mission. Sunday, November 9th, episode 263. Aman and Anjali spar angrily over whether their marriage itself has legal standing. Every argument cuts deeper because it carries emotional weight. Raghav warns Bhajan to stay aloof, trying to contain the damage. The courtroom exchanges become an echo chamber for private grief and public spectacle. Monday, November 10th, episode 264. Sapna lays blame squarely on Aman for Ginni's ruined marriage and on Anjali for taking the case. Ganesh steps in to defend them both and to urge Aman to pull back from confrontation. Amid recriminations, a few voices call for calm and reason. Yet guilt, pride, and duty keep everyone on edge. Tuesday, November 11th, episode 265. At the police station, Anjali accuses Aman of orchestrating the attack against her, an accusation that ratchets up stakes to a new level. Aman tells Raghav he still loves Anjali, but Raghav insists he press on with the legal fight. Love and strategy collide. The man's confession complicates what should be a clear pursuit of truth. Wednesday, November 12th, episode 266. Anjali refuses to bow to Raghav, declines to apologize, and vows to keep pushing for Ginni's safety. Behind the scenes, Bhajan is plotting something darker, Ginni's kidnapping. The plan's emergence hardens Anjali's purpose. She will not be bullied into silence while someone she cares for is in danger. Thursday, November 13th, episode 267. Bursting into the Rajput home, Anjali accuses them of hiding Ginni, and the house explodes into a fierce confrontation. Anger takes over. She grabs Abhay in a moment of desperation before Aman steps between them, restraining her from crossing a line. The scene is raw. Anger, fear, and the fragile intervention of a man who may still love her. Friday, November 14th, episode 268. Aman becomes suspicious that Raghav pulled the strings behind the kidnapping. Anjali and Pankaj work together to track down a small-time culprit, Babu, and press him until he reveals who hired him. Clues begin to line up. Conspiracy shades into plan, and the net tightens around shadowy conspirators. Saturday, November 15th, episode 269. Anjali's interrogation of Bhajan is relentless. The man is visibly shaken when Jivan, one of the thugs, admits Bhajan financed Ginni's abduction. A terrible clarity arrives. Betrayal wasn't only a rumor. It had a price and a sponsor. The truth lands like a blow, and every previously whispered suspicion is suddenly confirmed. By mid-November, the case has moved beyond evidence and law into a moral reckoning. Loyalties are tested, private pain is broadcast, and the people who once manipulated events find themselves exposed. The season leaves us with both answers and questions. Justice can be won in court, but mending what's been broken takes far more than a verdict. It takes honesty, sacrifice, and the courage to face the damage done.